I totally understand how people are feeling. I get emails all the time. This is no lie. I get emails all the time, and also on my Facebook Messenger. People will say, I don't have any money. I can't fight these cases, or the lawyer can do what they're going to do. It's just like the people have just checked out. And what I always do, just to make sure people can get some help, is I will answer exactly what they should do. I'm like, this is what you should do. Let me give you an example. There was a lady contacted me. She said that she's getting sued by a debt collector. She called them up, tried to offer a payment arrangement. They don't want to listen. She tried them again. They don't want to listen to her. She was like, why don't they want to listen to me? Why aren't they willing to work with me? And this is what I told her. And she could accept it or not accept it. I don't think she's accepting it because she just checked email or typed back, I'm done with it. Just because, now, number one, just because you're done with it doesn't mean that they're not done with it. They're going to do what they're going to do, which is sue you, get a judgment, come after you for 20 years. That's what they're going to do. But let me just tell you why these people don't respond to people when you try to call them up. Like, I want to work out something with you. And it just seems like they're avoiding you. Like they don't want to talk to you. Like they don't want to agree with you. If they do talk to you, they don't want to agree to anything. They're just like, give us all the money. It's because they just believe that you're lying. And when I say this to people, it seems that some people don't want to accept what I'm telling you. I've been doing this business since 2006. I went through it myself personally in 1994 to 1999. When you borrow money and you don't pay it back, and especially with social media and the stuff that's out there now for people to have a window into your lives, they just think that you are lying. They just think that you're lying. Every word that comes out of your mouth about what you can afford to pay them, about that you cannot pay them, or with whatever agreement you want to do or whatever, they just believe that you're lying. And so the process to get anyone, even if it wasn't about money, is that the first thing you got to do is to get them to understand that you're not lying. And sometimes it could be done with words. Sometimes it could be done with documents. I could tell you the way that we do it is it could take up to 10 to 15 phone calls. That's what I told the young lady on Facebook. It could take my staff up to 10 to 15 back and forth phone calls with the attorney's office to just get them to believe that our client is really having a financial hardship. 10 to 15 calls. When the person was like, well, why do y'all charge for even doing that? And then I said, well, 10 to 15 calls. You could either do it. I told the person, you could call them 10 to 15 times and they're not going to really budge on the debt until you get them to believe that you're having a financial hardship. So it's going to be back and forth. You believe my client has a financial hardship. What do you want? How can we prove it? Whatever. Every office does it different. But if we just go from the first part so we could stop people, so if you're frustrated when you've tried it, so we can stop the frustration, is that you have to first get them to believe that you have a financial hardship. Then once we get them to understand and believe that you have a financial hardship, and the key word is believe. Just like when I offer my services out to people and they just be like, I don't believe you. Well, when you are telling someone something, don't they have the right not to believe you? Just because it's coming out of your mouth doesn't mean that they have to believe it. That's the flip side of it. So understanding that they do not believe you, the first thing you got to do when you're dealing with these debt collection attorneys is to get them to believe that you truly have a financial hardship. And then you move towards doing something about settling the debt. The next thing is, even if you do have a financial hardship, what do you think that they're going to be wanting to try to do next? They're going to try to go get all the money, 100% of the money. And then they're going to work their way back. And what you're going to be doing, you're going to start low and you're going to be working your way upwards. There is a strategy to be able to do that. And that's going to be with the back and forth. So we just went step number one. What's step number one? Got to get them to believe that you truly have a financial hardship. Step number two is we got to start the negotiation process, which is the back and forth, and they're going to start high because they have a very huge interest in getting their client the most amount of money. So they're going to start high, you're going to start low, and you're going to have to work through those processes, and there could be several calls back and forth with the attorney's office. If you're doing this yourself, you do not want to open yourself up to answering personal questions about your finances. So you got to be very careful, because if they ask you a question about, what if they just say, well, how much money you got in the bank? And you're going to say, I don't know. Can you find out? I can find out. And then guess what? They're going to be expecting a call from. If you have someone in the middle, they could say, well, how much this individual has in the bank? Well, we don't know. And then we strategize on how to come back with an answer. So you can do this on your own, but you got to just be very careful. So step one, get them to believe that you have a financial hardship. Step two is to start the negotiation process. Step three is, once you get them to agree on something, you then get it in writing. Before you pay anything, you get it in writing, because you want to make sure that what you agreed to is going to be exactly what they're going to put in writing. You don't want any trick. You don't want no gimmicks. You don't want no flipping and it's one understanding and someone else's understanding. You don't want one of their representatives to have told you something and the attorney didn't agree to it, or their client didn't agree to it. There's a whole bunch of things that you have to check before you send them any money. Once you have that agreement, you sign that agreement, they sign that agreement, and then you can go forward with the settlement. That is the way that you have a settlement process. Problem is that, number one, everybody's frustrated at the beginning because they're like not believing. So step one, I just went through them. I'll review them again real quick. Step one, you got to get them to believe. And the key word is believe. Just because you say it doesn't mean that they're going to believe it. And every attorney in their office, debt collector, has a different way, a different process to get to that belief. Next, you start the negotiation process. They're going to start high. You're going to start low. You're going to have the back and forth to get them to come down on their number. They are going to ask you, if you're doing this yourself, they're going to start to ask you personal questions. This is the way that they put leverage on their side. You got to be very careful not to leverage yourself against them potentially not going down on the debt, or going down as low as they could go on the debt. Number three is, whatever you end up agreeing with, you need to make sure that you get it in writing. You don't want any misunderstandings, nothing. You want to make sure you have it in writing, because if you're going to pay them, you want to make sure that if you negotiated to have it deleted off your credit reports, that's put into that agreement. If you are doing it with the original creditor, you want to make sure that they're going to put either paid for less, or if you're paying it in full, paid in full. Whatever the negotiation is, that's what you want to make sure that you have in writing. Because once it's done, you pay some money and you don't have it in writing, there's a misunderstanding. It's going to be very hard for you to go back and get that, get the agreement that you thought that you had in place. If you need help with your credit, please visit us at thecreditrepairshop.com. Watch the video, What Makes Us Different, so you can see my 8-point validation process, my 2-phase settlement process. We also do settlements. That's part of our services. We have a service that does the settlements for you. If you need your credit reports and scores, because everything is going to start there, go to the website, your3scores.com, to grab your TransUnion, Equifax, Experian credit reports, and all 3 scores. The links are below this video. If you have debt collectors coming after you early in the game, before all of this stuff starts to happen, grab my 3-pack of letters, which are free. I do ask for a donation on those. Link is below this video. Or you can go to summersmaster.com to grab an exclusive certified debt validation letter to stop debt collectors in their tracks. If you're being sued by debt collectors, you're already past those processes and they're suing you, go to summersmaster.com, where you can upload your summons, or you can have us do the response for you. Thank you for your time. Subscribe to the channel. Post your questions and comments. This is Stephen A. Williams, President and founder of thecreditrepairshop.com.